Ladies and gentlemen, William Samoei Arap Ruto today completed his tour of Nyanza region. And James Orengo delivered raw message from Raila Odinga to the president. In this video, I want us to try and figure out the message which James Orengo delivered to William Samoei Arap Ruto, direct from Raila Odinga. Before we do that, in case you are watching the channel for the first time, please don't wait, press that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to those who are already subscribed, please give this particular video thumbs up. Now, let us get back to business, and because time is not on our side, I want to try as much as possible to be a bit brief. William Samoei Arap Ruto today toured Siaya County. And one thing was very clear during the tour, that William Ruto was embraced by local leadership. The truth of the matter is that it was not going to be possible for Ruto to be embraced by local leaders without the approval of Raila Odinga. And while in Bondo, the senator for Siaya, Oburu Odinga, was present. In my view, the presence of Oburu was significant. It simply showed the presence of the Odinga family. If Raila Odinga had not approved this particular event, of course not approving really, but approving the presence of the local leaders to this event, I'm sure the only leader who might have attended that is Ochanda. But Oburu's presence simply confirmed that the Odinga family have finally embraced William Samoei Arap Ruto. But this statement by James Orengo is what caught my attention.
Now, not 2027. And I am happy that the President, you are here, because you have assured us that your government is kicking and working in Siaya and the entire Republic of Kenya, not because of 2027, but because that is the duty we were elected to perform. I also am gratified that the two levels of government, Your Excellency has assured us that we are going to work together in accordance with the Constitution and in accordance with the county government and all related statutes. And for that, we thank you, Mr. President. Finally, I want to ask the people of Kenya, we are one nation. We are one nation. The Kenyan people, we are one nation. We should never build borders or walls. A Kenyan should be ready and prepared to go anywhere in any part of this republic. And leaders, if we say things the way we should say them, this country is going to be one indivisible republic under God that is looking to the future with optimism and vision, and I think that is going to help this country stride to a higher level. Finally, Mr. President, I ask you, in the spirit not of the handshake, but in the spirit of togetherness, I urge you to sit together on the table of brotherhood with your brother Raila Odinga. Because the elections are over. The elections are over. I'm here with people I've worked with. I see Governor Mutua, Weta, who is very eloquent, and we have been to many places with him. We have worked with Mudavadi, His Excellency. Even your Deputy President, I've worked with him. And I've worked with you, President Ruto. I know when you stand for something. Like when we were in Serena defending Aguambo, I knew you was a big fighter. But for the good of Kenya, I urge you that we should come together on the table of brotherhood to move together as a nation so that we don't divide our people. Otherwise, I spoke to Raila Odinga about an hour ago, and he said that I should pass to you his word of welcome na ujisikie uko nyumbani. Joturo Roko President Kenona Megilwe too. Jadi Bodoran President of Siaya.
Which begs the question, is there a silent handshake between Ruto and Raila? I did a video about that. You can check it in the channel. But why would Raila or Orengo ask Ruto to talk or to work with Raila Odinga? And can the two gentlemen work together? For me, just like I keep on saying, that in politics there are only two constants. The first constant in politics is normally interest. As long as the interest of Raila and Ruto are converging, the two will work together. So I don't want to rule out the possibility of the two working together. The second constant in politics is normally the betrayal. I don't know how Uhuru will take Raila working with Ruto. He might consider it betrayal. And of course, I don't know how people like Rigathi and the Mountain, who woke up very early to vote for Raila, would actually take it. The truth of the matter is that today we saw several members of parliament from Rift Valley joining William Ruto in his tour of Nyanza. So for me, because politics is about interest, I tend to think that these two gentlemen can work because of the following reasons. Number one is Ruto's second term. If you've been following the politics of this country, all presidents normally have a problem with their second term. Kibaki had a big problem with his second term. The truth of the matter is that Kibaki stole his second term. Raila Odinga defeated him. And that's the nature of our politics. Again, if you look at Uhuru Kenyatta, his second term, it was not easy. It was a bit difficult, despite the fact that they had everything. Ultimately, the system helped him. William Ruto is already assured of his second term. But there's only one threat, Raila Odinga. But William Ruto would want a situation where his second term is going to be easy for him. In that case, he would want Raila Odinga not to be on the ballot. In case Raila Odinga will not be on the ballot, and the way Ruto is softening the ground, it means even if Raila were to endorse someone else, then William Ruto would have an easy entry in Nyanza. So for me, because of William Ruto's second term, that particular interest, he can decide to work with Raila Odinga so that Raila Odinga can actually endorse his bid for a second term. And that would mark the end of politics. If Ruto combined forces with Raila, he will be assured of his second term. Number two, there is a shared history between Ruto and Raila. These people worked very closely in ODM. They are Nilots. The truth of the matter, which most people don't want to say, is that as much as the Mountain voted for Ruto to the last man, deep down they know that Ruto really does not like the Mountain. Those are facts. So Ruto would want a situation where, having worked with Raila, his interest towards the Kikuyu, he would want a situation where probably, because of course the Kikuyus have also betrayed Raila Odinga in the past, like in the last election, in the Kibaki's first term. So Ruto would want that history which is shared. So for me, because of that, they can work together so that no Mount Kenya will rise to the presidency soon. Number three is what I call Raila Odinga's political interest. Raila Odinga is currently 82. Is it 80 or 82? In 2027, how old will Raila Odinga? Of course, he can still be the president. But Raila Odinga is currently facing some opposition. There are people who are trying to gang up to oppose him. And these people were rallying around supporting William Ruto. By Raila Odinga going to work with Ruto, it means he has managed to thwart those attempts. Which message do you think people like Kidero, people like Mwalimu Wede, you know, all those people who are like, okay, we are going to join government. Which song do you think they'll be singing in the next funeral? So basically, through that particular move, Raila Odinga has thwarted all those attempts. And remember, politics is about power. At his age, you won't expect Raila Odinga personally to lead demonstrations. That role can be taken by someone else who's a bit younger. You can't expect Raila Odinga to continue leading serious opposition. And for me, I've always believed that without the handshake between between Uhuru and Raila, I don't think Raila Odinga's presidential bid would have even been the way it was. These guys would have finished Raila Odinga. So Raila Odinga realized that for him to survive politically, he needed political power. So he embraced Uhuru. Uhuru became comfortable. So the last 5 years, Raila Odinga was in power. What about now? He needs that political power, whether from inside or outside. So by embracing Ruto will hand him a bit of some powers, either through the office of the official opposition. He will enjoy that power. Because what else do you think Raila Odinga still needs in this world? Nothing. And number 4, if you ask me, is the international community. International community is piling pressure on Ruto, and they're also piling pressure on Raila to work together. You know, Raila was stopped from becoming the president by the British and the Americans. But these guys, there's a way they are not comfortable with Ruto. They know Ruto is surrounded by crooks, in quotes. They also know that Ruto has some history. So they want Ruto to be checked. And the only person who can check Ruto is Raila. So the international community is piling pressure on them to work together so that they can create or come up with the office of the official opposition. That office, if well-funded, well-structured, anchored in the constitution, then that office can actually checkmate or check the government and William Ruto's excesses. And lastly, I also tend to think that Raila Odinga is keen on development in Nyanza. When he was in Handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta, he initiated lots and lots of development projects. And the hope and the worry has always been whether William Ruto was going to complete those particular projects. Most of them already stalled. But Ruto, when he was in Homa Bay, he issued a directive for one of the roads to commence immediately. I am sure the ones in Kisumu, the ones in Siaya, those projects are going to be completed. And William Ruto has also committed that he's going to ensure that the port will achieve its desired objectives. It will be completed. And of course, there are other things which Raila Odinga will not want a situation where he will be blamed that he was in opposition, he led in opposing the government, and therefore the region was marginalized. I don't know what to think. That's my take. In case again you are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, press the thumbs up button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.